And good evening, everybody. I'm Keith Kuntz.
I'm Ann Nyberg. We start at the state capitol this evening, where lawmakers are holding a special session to address Connecticut's budget gap.
And even more state employee layoffs are part of a compromise to balance the budget. News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis live in Hartford tonight with more on all this. Mark?
Good evening, Keith and Ann. Good evening, everyone, from the state capitol in Hartford. And yes, it's beginning to look like a real all-nighter on this eve of the new state budget year. But the late-breaking news, brought to you first here on News 8 at 5 o'clock, is that a last-minute compromise has made its way to the governor and to the Democratic leadership. The Democrats were balking at the governor's proposal to make some cuts to municipal aid, that money that goes from Hartford to the cities and towns to help keep property taxes down. Late this afternoon, and as we reported first here just about an hour ago, a compromise was reached that there will be no additional cuts in state aid to the cities and towns. In exchange for that, the governor will get the authority to eliminate up to 1,000 more state jobs, which will bring the number of jobs eliminated to 6,400 in layoffs.
I'm hopeful we'll reach a number of objectives today, first and foremost having a balanced budget.
The House is expected to approve the authority for Malloy to eliminate approximately 6,400 jobs and extend his authority to make budget cuts on his own with some oversight from the legislature. As the Senate approves his proposal that would change many state employee benefits in the future. And for some state employees, that looks like an attack on their rights.
We don't want to revote, and what we want right now is to preserve collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is the American way.
But what the Democratic leaders of the House and Senate are really doing today is attempting to put the squeeze on the unions that voted the concession package down.
We hope that the state employees actually take a look at the concession package for a second time, ideally vote on it again and ratify it.
The state would be well served if the members of CBAC revisit their position.
Republicans say the squeeze play on the unions is quite obvious.
The governor's issued a bill which gives till August 31st for that concession package to be ratified and happen.
And McKinney is right. Malloy's legislation does have a section that says any changes made today will all be canceled if the unions ratify the concession package by the end of August. And leaders of the CBAC State Employee Union Coalition appear to be hoping that's what happens.
When they see that there is actually going to be layoffs and the changes that actually start affecting them, and that when they hear from around the country that this was actually a good deal for state employees, I think that'll change people's minds.
It was Malloy's proposed cuts in municipal aid that was the final stumbling block here. Again, if you're just joining us, that has been solved. In exchange for no cuts to the cities and towns, the governor gets the authority to cut an additional 1,000 jobs above and beyond what he's already announced. Live at the state capitol, Mark Davis, News 8.